Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And boy, oh boy, we have an episode here for you guys today, so make sure you stick around for this one. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let me get into this here. So I was doing some research this morning about some topics for us to produce today, and I was also going through some of the comments that our viewers were leaving on our videos. We get a lot of comments, and sometimes people agree, disagree, whatever it is, but we always welcome the feedback because it's really important, because we love the engagement and people interact, and that's what sports is really all about. So I was doing that, kind of combing through the comments, and KD just kept up popping up in my mind. Kevin Durant just kept on popping up in my mind, and I've been one of the few people that's given Kevin Durant support publicly for the decision that he just made for wanting to be traded from the Brooklyn Nets. I have no problem with KD, seeking out a more desirable work environment, a place where things are a little bit more stable. I have no problem with Kevin Durant wanting to do that. Some people have said, no, he's a quitter, you should stay there. You made your bed, not lay in it, blah, 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 blah. Other people have different opinions, and that's fine. That's their opinion. I don't think all of us need to be in lockstep up on this KD issue. This is just what I think, right? I support his decision to wanting to be in a better place. But then I started to think back on some positions that some of our viewers were taking. And that position was this. A lot of these guys, or a lot of these viewers believe that him leaving makes him look soft. And it made me start to think about the comments that Charles Barkley made about Kevin Durant this April, on April 25th, 2020. And it was those comments that he made about, Kevin Durant, that caused, KD and him to go back and forth on social media, right? Because Charles Barkley had some very strong opinions about KD and the struggles that the Brooklyn Nets were going through in the playoffs at the time. But before I get into those comments, before I go any further, this video is brought to you by Aura, who is the sponsor of this video and the official sponsor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So before we go any further, we want to play the comments that Charles Barkley had to make about KD for some of the people that forgot or never saw. So take a listen to what Charles Barkley had to say here. Then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to that.
But the main thing is you should never be tired. You're not playing back-to-back games. You're not getting on a plane at midnight to 1 in the morning and flying in trying to play. You get a good night's sleep every night. So your number should always go up during the playoffs.
But you're also playing a very good Miami defense.
Yeah, but listen, man, I don't even want to hear. I'm so sick of you guys making excuses for these dudes.
But making excuses?
No, don't tell me. Well, then don't tell me you're a great player if they can slow you down. Thank you, Chuck. Tell them.
I'm gonna Chuck on.
Come on, man. Don't tell me you're a great player. I mean, all these guys can play, but please don't tell me you're a great player and you're averaging 20. Come on now. I don't think I ever played in the playoffs and averaged 20.
Here we go.
Is Kevin Durant a great player?
He is.
And he's been stifled by Boston.
And
I was gonna go there.
And let me tell you something. I don't want to badmouth the dude, but I see you guys always talk about that championship stuff. I try to tell y'all, all these bus riders, they don't mean nothing to me. If you ain't driving the bus, don't walk around talking about you a champion. If you riding the bus, I don't want to hear it. Come on, Shaq, tell them. All these guys walk around with these championship rings. Hey, y'all bus riders. But let me tell you something. When you the bus driver and you got all that pressure when you have to play well or you going to get the blame, that's a different animal.
It was those comments that Charles Barkley made that made me start to think. And I said to myself, I have no problem with KD leaving Brooklyn, but I do believe it would be a very bad look if he were to go back to the Golden State Warriors. Now, some people say the Golden State. If y'all have been following the news circus, this is something that a lot of people have been discussing. They talked about it yesterday. On First Things First? They were talking about it this morning on Keyshawn, Max, and I don't know if Max Kellerman is on that show anymore. And Jay Williams. This is something that's actually floating around there, right? I heard Colin Cowherd discuss it. I heard Chris Broussard discuss it, and people are starting to talk about it, right? And I think it would be a bad look if he were to go back to the Golden State Warriors, because people will then start to say that Kevin Durant never won an NBA championship, or was never able to win an NBA championship when he wasn't playing with another league MVP. That will be the conversation around KD. So that's number one. And number two, if he did that, I don't really think he'll be able to live it down. So the real question then becomes, where is he going to go? Because I said I have no problem with him leaving. The problem then becomes where he goes to. When Kawhi Leonard was a free agent in 2019, he went to the Clippers and brought PG with him. And that one move that he made actually added a lot of parity to the NBA, because if you remember, Kawhi was also being recruited by the Lakers, and he had an opportunity to sign with the Lakers and play with Anthony Davis and play with LeBron James, and that would have made it up. It would have been a foregone conclusion. The Lakers would have won that championship. I mean, they won it anyway, but no, I mean, it would never have been in doubt, right? If Kawhi Leonard joined, they would have never lost, right? Never, ever lost, right? So that's the first thing. So that move that Kawhi did kept the parity in the NBA, and KD ended up going to Brooklyn to play with with Kyrie Irving. But subsequently, James Harden did join. He did join the Brooklyn Nets, and that team was a legitimate super team. Initially, I had my questions about them, but after some time, they were super. I mean, that was the only team in the NBA that had three players that were averaging around 75 points per game together. I mean, it was insane. It was scary, right? Minus all of their defensive deficiencies, they were still a scary as hell basketball team. So it goes back to what Charles Barkley is saying. Charles Barkley's point of contention is KD's not the bus driver. And if KD were to go back to the Warriors, I think he would prove Charles Barkley right. He would make Charles Barkley look like a prophet. And I think what would happen is people that feel exactly what Charles Barkley felt will double down on their position. And judging from the type of person that I believe Kevin Durant is, I think it would cause even more distress for him and more drama for him, or despair rather, because KD seems to be a guy that seems to listen to what a lot of critics have to say. And I don't think he should, but I think he will listen to what people have to say. And I think it won't bring him a lot of peace if he does that, right? If he wins another championship with the Golden State Warriors, he will never be viewed like players who won championships as the man, to the point that Charles Barkley is making. He would not be viewed like a Kawhi, who won with Toronto, or LeBron, that won with in Cleveland, or a Dirk, nor a Giannis, or Kobe, or Jordan, or even a Stephen Curry. So while I have no problem with KD leaving, where he goes to is going to determine how a lot of people view him. And if he goes back to a team like the Golden State Warriors, or a team where it's a sure thing for them to win the championship, he will prove people like Charles Barkley right. So the question then becomes to you guys, what do you think KD is going to do? Do you think he's going to end up proving Charles Barkley right and going to join a team where he will end up just being another passenger and not a bus driver? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.